represent the voices of my ancestors calling. And I was getting more and my culture is falling. Now we have a step up for the past 20 calling. Once there was a step, ain't nobody gonna stop us. People, everybody, would you listen to us for a start? No point complaining, no let me partaking. We represent the cause of the ones falling. We resemble true art. When we bust the line, flip the rhymes from the heart. No, there's never gonna be another. Everybody stop betraying undercover.
So first time using Predict Wind on our new
gargantuan pad.
Yeah, our beast.
What are we gonna call this thing?
Whoa. I don't know.
Maxi pad.
Maxi pad.
Done.
Maxi pad. Well done.
Yeah, there it is. That's the thing. Did it. Grenada's here. We're going to Tobago, which is what? How 65 miles? 70 miles? Generally, the wind is coming this direction, which makes it a very terrible sail to get there. And now we've been checking the weather the past week, and it looks like it's coming east and then maybe a little bit northeast and lightening up. So we're going to use Predict Wind. We have our area here, and we're also going to see their new weather routing has been improved lately, what I'm told. So we want all models every 3 hours for 3 days is fine. Wind, pressure, rain. We can do wave height. This is saying we're going to have to tack a little bit in the beginning, and then it looks good for most of the...
That's not a bad route, though.
Are you guys excited for your...
You didn't even wait for the question.
I'm so excited.
I know the question. I got the answer.
Yeah.
Yes, we're so excited.
Have you done any night sailing yet?
No, this is going to be our first ever night sail. And we've actually done a bit of sailing through the Caribbean, but like further up north. And so we're excited to go into some uncharted waters.
What are you doing out here?
I'm trying to make a crew list. I haven't made a crew list in a long time.
So what's the plan for today? Go check out?
Yeah, we're gonna go check out, do a few last minute things in town, and then we're gonna take off, sail to Tobago.
What's happening over here, Kazatron?
Well, it's my cooking day today, and I need to prepare because I don't want to cook the first thing I do when I leave the harbor.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to be pretty sick because it's going to be the first season sail. I'm making dinner first, and so I'm going to make risotto.
Nice.
We'll check the oil and the coolant.
Okay.
Crank up the beast, coolant is good.
Do you do that like every time, or just because you haven't? Yeah.
Every time.
Cool.
Without a doubt. For 10 years, every time.
We're just getting ready to go sailing. And it's pretty cool to see how well everybody works as a team, like the Delos crew. Like everybody just knows exactly what to do, where to be, when to do it. And so I think it'll take Nate and I some time to become a part of that routine. We're gonna just kind of watch and look and listen and learn as much as we can, and before you know it, we'll be part of the team. Goodbye, Grenada. We'll see you again one day.
So that's letting it out.
Okay.
And then to bring in the alcohol right here, you go this way. So you're gonna get a little bit of it out, and then
I bet you can. Hang your head and rub your belly.
there you go.
So Kaza, like, what's the watch schedule? How does that all work?
So we usually, if we're 4 people, we usually just takes 3 hours each. And then if somebody feels really inspired to have the sunrise, that one usually get the first bit. Maybe for the first little while, like for the first couple, like you guys can be together with somebody else.
Yeah.
Just to learn like everything and how you look at radar and how we look at all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. The season has officially started. and we are on our first passage. So even though it's kind of short, I think it's like 60 or 70 miles. It feels so good to be back out on the ocean. You know, you go on land and everything's so hectic. You go to the anchorage, it's like a chiller level, and then once you get a couple miles off the coast, it's just, I don't know, you just slip away from the rest of the world and you're just on the rhythm of the water, and it's kind of rocking you around straight into a perfect little nap, and it feels really nice. So this is my view right now.
Good morning. It is our first night on passage. Actually, should be our only night. I'm real proud of this. You know, we worked super hard to get Delos ready over the last month or month and a half, and now we're sailing and we're on our way to our first destination of the season, and it's I think it's gonna be a real special one. And yeah, all is pretty well with the world. Over and out.
That was fun. That huge squall just pulled the wind around like 180 degrees and backwinded the jib and kind of hove us to. So Brady came up and we just tacked and then tacked back through it again. But it's a big ass squall. That's the squall. That's Tobago. Freaking huge. The wind's coming back around a little bit more easterly now, and we had to change our angle, so we might have to do some motor sailing in a bit. Always something.
Blue's coaching me through my first night watch, and I'm not feeling quite as spry as I was earlier. When you can't see anything, it's like pitch blackout, with the exception of like a little bit of lightning here and there, but I'm starting to feel a little bit queasy, and I did have a little bit of a puke earlier, but yeah, that's part of the adventure. So we're like 8 miles away. We've been kind of trying to slow down a bit so that we don't get there before it's light, but anyways, that's me, and hopefully when it gets light out, I'll be feeling a little bit better again.
Sunrise, Tobago, and I didn't get much sleep last night, but that was more so just out of excitement. This is my first overnight passage, so Senor Brady's been showing me the ropes. He made me clip in because I came up here when it was still dark just to see the sunrise, because I wanted to share it. This is gorgeous.
Surprisingly, we didn't have to start motor sailing early. It's the last kind of like 3 miles to get us into the bay. Look at this beautiful sunrise, huh? No better way to be welcome to an island. It's gorgeous, man. Yeah.
Pulling into our anchorage. It's called Mania, and it's really cool here. Like, it's all misty and the clouds are like coming in over the tops of the hills, and it's super green. The lighting's really cool right now. It feels kind of like we're pulling into like an ancient civilization or Jurassic Park or something. It's pretty spectacular.
What'd you think? Looking good out here, huh?
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
First sail overnight, huh?
Yeah, check.
The Delos crew had actually been to Tobago already about 5 months earlier and fell in love with the island's incredible diving and wild ruggedness. But after only about a week, they were more or less run off the island by some pretty hectic weather.
Rainy, squalls every hour. The wind has picked up to like 20, 25. We have decided to just leave. We're out of here.
So after an unexpected and hasty departure, it was a unanimous decision to make the journey back to this untouched gem of an island. So this time, after our amazing sunrise arrival, we were ready to take Tobago by storm. Well, most of us were.
Putting the water in the dinghy in 10 minutes, okay?
Can you give me 5 minutes more?
We're gonna go try and check in. Last time we were here, it took 3 days.
Did it really?
Yep. But today, I have a feeling it's gonna take less than that.
Yeah.
Feeling lucky today.
Okay, well, it's time.
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome. Tobago.
Oh.
Charlottesville is a bit of a funny place that gives off some super chill but really quirky vibes. We made our way to the immigration office and crossed our fingers for a quick and easy process, which is rarely the case around these parts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's all of them. So I'm all done now. Thanks so much. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll let you know how our diving adventures are.
Have fun.
Good luck with those staples. Okay, well, we actually got it done in one morning. We're checked in, cleared in to both customs and immigration in like, 2 hours. It was crazy.
Our first day in Tobago was a success. All of our usual arrival tasks, like checking in and getting local cash, were a breeze. And to top it all off, the weather was cooperating with us much better than on their last visit. As we enjoyed a mellow sunset and Senor Brady's finest tacos, it really felt like things were going our way this time around. And then...
So, we were told by a very trustworthy source that today there's a 50% chance of rain. And tomorrow, there is a 100% chance of rain. So I propose that we film what it is to be like on a sailboat with 6 people when it's weather like this, and what do you do? Brady's answer was, well, we used to just drink and watch movies. And now we just work and edit videos. So maybe we're gonna switch things up tomorrow. We'll see.
And the rain never hurt anybody. We
No,
could go do rain missions,
you
right?
could. But...
Our Dodger's pretty dodgy at the moment. So this rainwater's sitting up there. It sucks. Push it out like this.
Brian and I are gonna go on a recon mission. We're gonna go check out, we heard some good things about this rock, like right over there. And we're gonna scope it out as a potential dive site for what we've been calling like a shakedown dive. And we're gonna just test out all the gear, make sure everything's running smooth. We've got some face masks, some new face masks for everyone to try.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
Nailed it.
All right. All right, we made it to the rock, but it's deep. It's deep as right here. It's like it goes straight down in a wall. There's nothing to attach the paddle boards to at all. This is better. Definitely better. A little shallower. But over by the rock, it's pretty hectic. But over here, you're a little bit more protected, so maybe we can give it a shot later.
We were feeling pretty good about our recon mission, so we headed back to Delos to get everything set up for our first dive of the season, starting off with filling the tanks.
How's the tank filling going?
It's going.
Does it take a lot of energy to run the compressor?
It takes about 2.5 to 3 kilowatts of power. I don't know what that would be. If you run it for half an hour, let's say, that's 3.5 or 1.75 kilowatt hours. How expensive is electricity? 22 cents a kilowatt hour? So it's like 45 cents, or let's say it takes $1. That's a gross over-exaggeration. So yeah, it's not very expensive.
Just a taste of the scuba gear overload that's about to ensue for the next couple months.
Dude, the amount of gear that we have in the garage right now, between like kiteboards and dive gear and toys, etc. It's a lot.
All right, we got some new toys. These are gonna be our new full face masks from OTS, Ocean Technology Systems. Anytime you guys have seen people talking underwater in a movie, it's always these.
Really?
So, yeah. What's that movie with Jessica Alba?
Into the Blue.
Into the Blue, yeah.
Paul Walker, Jessica Alba.
So that's what we've got. They've got a new mask, which is the OTS Spectrum. Let's open up our masks.
I feel like we're in class right now.
Yes.
Mr. Porter, can I go to the bathroom?
What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take off the mouthpiece off of your regulator, and you're going to slip that through the center slot.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Kaza? Kaza, can you hear me?
We're gonna have some seriously deep conversations underwater. Get it? Deep conversations. See what I did there?
With the dinghy chocked full of way too much gear and people, we cruised over to look for a safe anchor spot where we wouldn't damage any coral.
1.9. Shallow, yeah. Here we go.
We made the short descent to the bottom, and the crew began the strange process of getting used to an entirely different way of breathing underwater. When you're diving with the normal regulator and mouthpiece, you are more or less sipping on air like you would if you were drinking from a straw. But with these masks, you're breathing from an airspace just like you would on the surface, and you can even breathe through your nose, which is a totally bizarre feeling. After a minute or two, the gang all began to find their voices for the very first time.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
While Kaza and Brian continued to work on getting their masks situated and the audio dialed in, the rest of us ventured into deeper water to see what we could find.
I have a hard time hearing you. Can you hear me better now? You sound way better. I think the mask was all positioned wrong before, but it's much better now. You are wicked snake. Sexy snake, yeah.
Next up, things start to get real wet in Tobago as we dive into the local scene. Then take Delos out for a wild scuba mission in some of the gnarliest conditions we've seen yet.
It is dumping rain right now. Holy shit.
The last time we were here, we were chilling inside Charlottesville here, and we met this local guy named Mr. Squeezy. He sold us one of his albums.
Oh, cool.
So we bring it home and we put the CD on. And one of his songs is about a dildo. So he's like, do 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 do, dildo, dildo.
How them girl love it so. Well, since I small, I can't understand. Woman say that dildo better than man.
It could be on 1,000 Ways to Die or something.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Look at that.
Like it? I like it a lot.